Hey guys, barbecue guy. So today we're in for a treat. We're gonna make some pizza on the Kamado Joe Classic 2 using the DoJoe. So the DoJoe, couple $100, made by Kamado Joe, and it's basically supposed to turn your Kamado into a pizza oven. So what we're gonna do, you have to take your deflector plates that come with the Kamado, and you have to put these in on the first layer of the DoJoe. So it's actually, if you try to put them in sideways, you're never going to get them in, which took me a little while to learn. So you want to start off taking the first one and sliding it in towards the front. And there's some little tabs there you got to get it in. Then you're going to take the second one, slide it under those tabs, and boom, drops right down, slide them together. It's the only way to get these in. You try to put them in side to side, good luck. Then we're going to take the pizza stone that comes with the DoJoe. We're going to put that on the top, and the DoJoe's ready to put on the Kamado. So you got to get the Kamado hot. If you don't put enough coal in and you don't let that fire get hot, the Kamado's not going to get up to temperature, and nobody's going to like your pizza. We want the Kamado to be about 700 degrees when we get this going. So that's the biggest mistake. I'm going to take you outside. I'm going to show you how to make a hot fire in the Kamado so you don't screw up your pizza. Because if you screw up your pizza, your friends aren't going to want to eat it, and that's not going to be good. Hey guys, so we're outside here. Like I said, we're in Michigan. It's cold. We're going to put the charcoal in the barbecue and get this fire started. So one thing I want to show you, there's a lot of coal in here. I do have some used coal for my last cook, which doesn't get as hot, doesn't burn as long. So normally wouldn't put this much coal in, but you do not want to skimp on the coal. We need this fire to be hot. We got to give it some time to get up to speed. It's going to probably take about 45 minutes from the time I light this until the time we're ready to start throwing some pizzas on. Could even take an hour. I'm going to end up lighting this in 3 spots. I'm going to put a starter here, here, and here. I'm going to make a triangle. We want this whole thing to burn. We're not going for a long cook. We're going for heat. And that's what we're going to do. I will say this stuff right here, the big green egg, best tasting charcoal you can get. Oak and hickory versus some of these other ones where you get these weird South American rainforest woods. Those woods don't smell good. They burn hot. They burn long. They don't taste good. This stuff actually does not burn us hot, but it actually makes your food taste good, which is what we want. All right, guys, we're gonna get this fire lit. So I got 3 fire cubes. We're gonna put these in, kind of one on each end. We'll make a little triangle out of these. We wanna get this whole thing burning. We want some heat. So we're gonna kind of put those in place. Take our torch, light it up. Sometimes with the torch you actually get a little too much heat and these things don't start on fire. So you got to be careful. That one's lit. There we go. We'll let these go for about 10 minutes, get it going. Watch these coals ash over. Make sure the bottom's wide open here. Once these things get going, we'll shut this lid. Once we shut the lid, we want to make sure this top's 100% open. It's going to draw the air through. You can see that fire down there. So we're just, because it's pretty windy out today, we're going to leave this lid shut right from the beginning. Let those things do their job. We're going to want this thing to get up to some high temperature before the DoJoe's on, at least 400 or 500 degrees. So probably going to take a good 20 minutes, and then we'll put the DoJoe on. It'll probably take another 20 minutes before we get that stone and the DoJoe hot enough where we want to cook our pizza. So we're going to be patient here. It's cold where we're at, so I actually originally tried cooking some pizzas on the Weber here when it was cold out. It's just not gonna do it. It doesn't hold the heat, too thin. The DoJoe here with this big porcelain body works great. You can barely tell the difference when it's cold or when it's the middle of August. So we'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, I just want to show you something. So we're out here, it's about 5 minutes in, and this thing's already at 325 degrees. But you don't want to really check this temperature until those fire starters come out, because right now most of this heat, it's not coming from the coal, it's coming from the fire starters. Okay, so don't get excited and think you're up to heat just because this thing's getting high when it's just your fire starters. You got to wait at least 10 minutes. Those are going to go out, then the charcoal is going to start to heat up. Hey guys, so we're about 11 and a half, almost 12 minutes in. Our fire starters have burnt out. You can see this thing's at 250. So if we open this up, kind of see what's going on. We got our 3 hot spots, 1, 2, 3, where we had the fire starters. It's taking a minute to get going. So like I said, it's probably going to be at least 20 minutes before we can put the Kamado Joe on here, maybe even more than that. We want all this stuff going. We need this to be hot. So this takes a minute. You don't get this thing up to full speed, full heat, without waiting for the fire to do its thing. We could put more fire starters. I could sit here and start stirring this around. We're gonna be patient. We're gonna wait. We're gonna shut the lid. We're gonna let it do its thing. All right, guys, so it's been about 23 minutes since we've had the charcoal on. We're at about 550. We'll open it up, show you what it looks like. Not a very even fire. You can see that's where all our heat's coming from. The rest of this is still getting going. We do want to put the stone on before it's too hot, because we got to let this thing heat up slowly. So I'm going to put the DoJoe on, and then we're going to leave the top vent open and let this thing get up to heat. All right, so I set the DoJoe on the Kamado. I'm going to shut the lid. I'm going to kind of rotate it to line up this front little clip here. You can see we're going to flip that up, pull it forward a little, pull it forward a little more, and that clip goes right on. Make sure we got a good seal. You can see we got a little wrinkle here, so we're going to fix that. We're going to pull this down, fix that wrinkle, see how nice that is now. Then we're going to put the clip on, check it all the way around, leave the vent open until this thing gets up to heat. If you close this, it's never going to get hot enough. Leave it open. We want this thing to be at 700 before we start cooking pizza, and then we're going to close the vent. Okay, there we go. The DoJoe's heating up. All right, guys, we're about 36 minutes in. It's getting dark out. Hopefully you can see this okay. With this open, we're at about 500 degrees, but look inside the DoJoe, or the Kamado. See those flames? Now, we saw our fire was hot on the left side, so that's where we're getting the heat, but that's a beautiful thing. So that means this thing, we got a good fire going. Those are blue flames, super hot. It's exactly what we want to see. So what we're gonna go ahead and do now, we're gonna shut this top, and then we're gonna shut this, and that heat's going to start to build up in the dome real nice. You can see this thermometer is going to slowly start to rise even while we stand here, right? So this thing's going to get to 700 degrees quick. Now the DoJoe has a warning not to get it above 700 degrees, so we might actually need to take this, choke it down a little so we don't melt the DoJoe. But you can see I said 40 minutes and this thing would be ready to go. Don't let anybody trick you into thinking it's going to take any less than that. I think in about 3 minutes we're going to be pretty close. We're going to get the gun, we're going to check this thing out, check the temperature, and then we're going to start cooking some pizza. All right, guys, we're outside. 51 minutes, over 700 degrees. So I'm actually going to take this. You can see that flame in there. It's looking good. I'm going to actually shut that down just a little bit, try to tamp this thing down. I'm not worried about melting the DoJoe. I know it has a warning for 700 degrees, but you know what? If it melts, it melts. I think it's going to be fine. All right, guys, before we get the pizza going, we want to see how hot our stone is. So I'm going to take the thermal gun. 680 degrees. That's beautiful. We're going to check the whole thing. 655, 700 over there. This is why you rotate your pizza. Stone's a little different, but I think we're ready to roll. Keeping the DoJoe just around 700 degrees. Close this just a little bit to keep that airflow under control, and we're gonna get going. All right, guys, so we're here in the kitchen today. So when you're making the pizza, obviously we need pizza dough. It's a couple options. So option number one, this came from Gordon Food Service, GFS. You get this pizza dough that comes frozen. And what you do with this pizza dough, you can leave it in the fridge for 12 to 24 hours and it'll thaw out, kind of proof up in the fridge. It's gonna puff up in that bag. After that, you take it out, let it cool down for about a half hour. We can roll this out into a pizza. These actually are about 16 ounces, so if you're gonna make a 10-inch pizza, you can split this into two, make two thin crust pizzas. And it's one of the most convenient ways to do it. Another way is you mix up your own dough. So what I've done here is I already mixed up some dough. Supposed to cover this with cellophane, but we're out of cellophane, so we're using tin foil. And this dough is gonna sit out for about 2 hours. It's gonna puff up. I got enough here for 3 pizzas. So this is what we're doing today. When the dough's ready, I'll show you real quick how to flatten it, how to get the dough ready. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do to get our pizza ready here. So we wanna start rolling out that dough maybe about 10 minutes before we put it on the Kamado. Before you do the dough though, you wanna get all your stuff ready. Let's make this easy and not make it too complicated. So I'm doing 3 pizzas, so I want 3 cutting boards. My pizza comes in, it's gonna go on the cutting board. We're gonna take the pizza cutter, we're gonna cut the pizza. Toppings, they're cut, they're ready to go, they're in the bins. Pizza sauce for 3 pizzas, you can easily do that with 1 bottle of sauce. First time trying out this sauce, it's about $4. Thinking it's gonna be pretty good. Cheese, you gotta have the cheese. So this cheese actually comes from a pizzeria in Chicago. I don't know what kind of cheese it is. It's a special blend. Tastes really good. Gonna need the pizza peel. This is what we're gonna put the pizza on, take the pizza off with. Parchment paper is gonna basically save your life when it comes to putting the pizza on. I'm gonna show you how easy that is. Cornmeal, we're gonna put that on the parchment paper to keep the dough from sticking. This also will save your life. Flour, only needed if you have the sticky dough. So we made our dough ourselves. We know it's not sticky, but if it is sticky, you're gonna take your dough, you're gonna put it in the flour before you start pressing your pizza. Your sticky dough is not gonna be sticky anymore. Don't worry about using too much of it. You're literally gonna take the dough, you're gonna throw it in the flour, flip it, throw it in, brush it off. Don't do it in your bin, do it on your counter or on a plate, and then your dough is gonna be just fine. So this is what we're gonna use to make the pizza. Everything's ready, we're gonna keep it simple, we're gonna make the pizza, we're gonna eat it. So you see, I sprinkled the cornmeal on the parchment paper just like that. Keeps it from sticking. Keeps this pizza from sticking to that paper. So I put some butter on the crust, put the sauce on, put the toppings on. We got the dairy-free option right here. Just basically tomato sauce and bread. We're gonna go check on the Kamado. Assuming it's hot, we're gonna put one of these on the pizza peel. To do that, look, I can do this one-handed. You put it like a ninja. Nice and quick. Right under there. Now my pizza is ready to go. We're gonna go outside, we're gonna check the Kamado. If it's ready, I'm gonna come back in. I'm gonna grab this, we're gonna put it in. These are gonna take probably about 4 minutes a piece to cook. I've seen people say 2 minutes. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. But in 4 minutes, we're gonna have a good pizza. So here we go. All right, guys, we got the pizza. We got the DoJoe Kamado ready to go. Just gently put it in, pull it out like a ninja. There you go. So this parchment paper is gonna start to burn. You're gonna see that. So as soon as the pizza's on, what I like to do is go to my timer, get it going. We got the pizza timer going. We got that one going a little late. After about a minute, I'm gonna grab my tongs, I'm gonna pick up the pizza, and we're gonna get that parchment paper out of there so it doesn't burn onto the bottom of our pizza. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're about a minute and 10 seconds in. Got my barbecue bucket ready, got my tongs. You can see this pizza's starting to cook. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put that parchment paper down. Now you don't wanna do this too early, okay? But I don't want that parchment paper on here for the full cook. So I'm gonna gently, don't overdo this, get my pizza peel in between the parchment paper and the dough. And you can see my pizza's now lifted up. I'm gonna take, doing this while holding a GoPro, I'm gonna take my there we go. Sorry guys, can't do that when I'm holding the GoPro. So you saw I got my pizza peel between the pizza and the parchment paper, lifted up the pizza, took my tongs, pulled out the parchment paper. I'm gonna put it right in my barbecue bucket. Keep the tongs in there so it doesn't get mashed down. Now that pizza's cooking, right? Now this is about the time too. I'm gonna check the bottom of that pizza. Now this is gonna cook quick. We don't wanna burn the bottom of the pizza. So you can see right now, the bottom of that pizza, you really can't see, but it's getting cooked pretty good. So we're at 2 minutes and 34 seconds. We're gonna probably go to about 4 minutes. I'm gonna put the flashlight on my phone so I can see in there. Show you guys what's going on here. So pick it up, see the bottom of that dough? So it's, we want it a little crispier than that, but we don't want to burn it. So we're getting good. We're almost done here. Got a little parchment paper on that pizza. We're gonna scrape that off just like that. Oh yeah, there we go. No big deal. All right, so this pizza's starting to look good. From a timing standpoint, we are at 3 minutes 15 seconds, 56 minutes since we got that charcoal going. We're a little under 700 now, so I'm going to open up that vent because we want to keep our flame going good. We're going to check this pizza. Let's see here. Pizza's starting to look good. We're going to check the top of the pizza. Everything's melting good. We're at about 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll rotate the pizza. Wait about 20 more seconds. We're going to take this pizza out and it's going to be ready to go. So there you go. You can see that bad boy. That cheese is bubbling. You see that cheese? It's bubbling up. It's looking real good. We got a thin crust pizza here. We're going to lift up. All right, she's looking good. We're going to get this bad boy out. I like my pizza well done. I think we've achieved it. We're going to bring this thing inside. Get the next pizza going.